Good day, everyone, and welcome to our joint webinar, Admiral Markets and Forex Street. And today we will talk about US presidential elections 2016 and its impact on Forex and financial market. Okay, so my name is Nenad, and we will talk about this today. This is a very important event, and I hope that you will trade it. I mean, I will try to trade some of the setups that I will also present you. I will tell you what you can expect from today's from this week from next week's event. And also you need to know that markets are now currently in their risk mode, and there is substantial risk that can have an impact on every single market you might trade, including equities, and of course CFDs and gold metal market. So before we begin, as with this webinar, our standard is disclaimer explaining that CFD and Forex trading are leveraged products and can result in losses that exceed your deposits. So trading is not suitable for everyone. To get a corresponding information on charting on conditions and other detail, you should visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity. This video is part of the globalnews.com website. So today's agenda, we will talk about candidates. Then I will explain about their economic policies, and of course, impact on Forex markets. And definitely not just on Forex, but also on gold and on equity markets. But I will focus on SP 500 because it's a Wall Street cash index, so we will cover that. Now, Hillary Clinton, you probably know a lot about these things, but I think that we should definitely mention this. This is very important. And I will just go quickly through both candidates and explain about their policies. And then we will delve into live charts and what can happen with various markets. So Miss Hillary belongs to Democratic Party. And we know that she is a former Secretary of State. And definitely she has a vast background in politics and professional experience. Also, she's moderately liberal when it comes to individual rights. And she actually stated many times in her campaign that USA needs a comprehensive immigration reform with a path to full and equal citizenship. So immigration reform seems pretty much this is good for immigrants and people who might like to actually live in US. So from that point of view, she's pretty much liberal. Also, she's eager to end family detention. She also said that she would close private immigrant detention centers, and also she's eager to help naturalization so more people can become naturalized. Mr. Donald Trump, he belongs to Republican Party, and he is the president of Trump Organization. Okay. The thing is that he's a multi-billionaire, and the latest data suggests that as of 2016, his net worth was estimated around $3.7 billion. Okay, $3.7 billion. The thing is, he is a bit conservative when it comes to individual rights. Okay, it's a bit conservative. Also, we need to say that he is definitely against NAFTA, it's North American Free Trade Agreement, and he also labeled China as a currency manipulator. Okay. We also need to know that Mr. Trump has been very successful in business and real estate. And definitely he's a very controversial candidate, but he has really a huge voting machine. And well, we all know what happened. There was a fierce debate during electoral campaign, and we will not delve into that because I think that for this webinar it's not that important. We all can read about it. Chris and I did an article about it, so you can read in the article. But the thing is that these two candidates are completely opposite, and no matter who wins, guys, I can tell you one thing: the market will move. Okay, market will move, but it will eventually calm down as always. So there is nothing to be afraid of in the terms of how will market behave after the elections. There will be volatility and movement, of course, during the elections, during the results. But if you are not eager to trade, then just wait, guys. Just wait for the market to settle down, and then you should be fine. Okay. Also, we need to mention a few things again about Miss Clinton. The thing is that she wants to reduce income inequality, and she wants to improve economic security for the bottom 95% to 99%. Also, she's eager to increase access to education. And lastly, she's up for more evenly distributing economic growth. So we know that in past 30 years, well, what happened is that incomes have been greatly slowed down. The incomes have been growing slower than productivity. So she wants to actually rebalance this divergence between corporate growth, productivity, and labor. So strong growth, she wants to invest in education and infrastructure. Fair growth, profit sharing is encouraged, and long-term growth, she encourages long-run growth instead of short-run gains. For economic policy of Trump is that he's really very keen of protectionism and trade protectionism. He plans to renegotiate trade agreements. He wants to prevent new regulations and revive the energy sector. Okay. During his campaign, he's made a lot of references to bad trade agreements, especially with Mexico and China. Okay. Now, also he wants to solve economic problems with trade policies, and he actually wants to hire and invest more in US, okay, and produce in US. Well, he is definitely anti-globalist, and he is, as I said, against Trans-Pacific Partnership, and he pledged to rewrite the Northern American Free Trade Association. Okay, so for all this, we can assume that Mexico probably will feel a strong pressure because they're a part of NAFTA and also signers of the TPP agreement. So if Trump gets to be the president, TPP and North American, or let's say NAFTA short, will be under fire. Okay, so he also wants to revive Keystone XL oil pipeline project. Okay, so all in all, we can say that Trump is definitely Republican Party candidate who wants to see less regulations, lower taxes as the key to spur economic growth. Also, my personal opinion, for example, if Trump wins, is that in the long term, it can be good for dollar currency because he will probably rate hikes. He is for definitely for a rate hike, and that can help boost dollar. So initial reaction might be that dollar goes down, equities go down also, yen probably will strengthen, okay, because yen is a safe haven currency and very strongly connected to equities, as I always say, especially to Nikkei. Watch, guys, dollar yen. It's a perfect correlation with Nikkei Japanese 225 index. And so initially, yen might get a strength, equities will drop, gold will go up, dollar will go down initially. But in the long run, it might be good for dollar. And I also think that Miss Clinton can be good for dollar. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any bias here. I'm just saying that markets are afraid what can happen if Trump win. Well, initially it will be probably bad for dollar initially, but in the long run it will be equalized because markets will always tend to be in equilibrium. We know that that's market structure. If Clinton wins, then we will see probably stronger dollar reaction initially, SP 500 going up, equities going up, yen is going down, gold is going down. But necessarily it will be also good for dollar in the long run. I mean, guys, still don't forget that dollar is the king of currency pairs. So you should not be afraid of anything particularly. Now, we will talk about impact of different currencies. So my general opinion is, I already told you that equities will go down if Trump wins, and they will go up if Clinton wins. Dollar up if Clinton wins, dollar down if Trump wins. Gold up, okay, also gold up on Trump. Equities down on Trump, gold down on Clinton, dollar up on Clinton, SP 500 up on Clinton, down on Trump, euro dollar up on Clinton, down, up on Trump and down, okay, down on Clinton initially. Now we need to see which levels we should watch for, because this, what I'm saying, is just generally, right? So let's see what we might see according to intra-week projections. So I will show you my chart here. Okay, I have it covered here. So this is what we should be focused at. Okay, so let's start first with, okay, we will cover dollar, Chinese yuan first. Okay, and here you can see that it's generally in a strong uptrend. But these we have here, this is weekly pivots. Okay, so what might happen here is actually on dollar. So watch these guys, and of course I'm watching questions. So if you want to ask me anything, just go ahead. I mean, I will try to answer your questions. So here definitely we need to say about Chinese yuan. US guys and China are two major powers in today's world, and without any exaggeration, there is, I really can say that there is nothing done without close cooperation between these two nations. Whatever you might think of, guys, they cooperate, both US and China. They need to cooperate because they're world's two major powers, and they should decide about many things: climate change, allocation, energy security. So about major issues, US elections should not have any impact. Okay. Also, China is not the same China as we had it like 10 years ago. Today, China is not cheap. Okay. And you need to know that. If you visited China, let's say 10 years ago or even before, well, you know that it was very cheap. But today it's not that cheap. And they have the right not to be that cheap, of course. So the thing is, Trump was saying that China was actually devaluating the currency to their benefit because they wanted a fair share of trade. Now, we can say that, judging from Trump comments, we can say that currency war against Chinese yuan is yet to be seen. Okay, but it might be outside of current mandate of US Fed. So, well, initial impact definitely can be huge from dollar yuan. And if Trump gets power, well, you might definitely think about staying away from trading dollar yuan. Clinton is a little bit different. Okay, she's a little bit different than from Trump, and she definitely is also. She's been talking hard on China, but she, as far as I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I remember, she has never marked China as a currency manipulator. Okay? She's definitely not that hard on China. She's more like making a noise, but she's actually, I don't think that it will have any substantial impact on yuan if Miss Clinton wins. So from China's standpoint, they don't care about it. I mean, China is China, guys. They're giants, and they really don't care who will win. In my opinion, business should be run as usual. And very important thing is just to notice that big movement, even after the elections, if Trump wins, will be seen on yuan. If Clinton wins, there will be a movement, but not exaggerated movement, and yuan will be good to trade. Okay. The question that I see is, what is your say on Bitcoin versus gold? I mean, thanks for the question, but I don't actually, I'm not into Bitcoin at this point. I might start to watch Bitcoin. That is on my watch list, but I can say nothing about Bitcoin because I haven't been following it a lot, simply because I'm a trader too. So you know that I also analyze and trade, and I trade what I analyze, but I have never done any Bitcoin analysis, so I didn't trade it. So that is why I cannot give you any substantial opinion. It's on my watch list, and I will probably do it if market demands for it, and if I see a big demand for it, yes, I might. I'm eager to do that. But at this point, I cannot give you correlation between Bitcoin and gold, but I can give you my opinion on gold, and I will do that during this webinar. So, about dollar yuan. Okay, well, we have a longer term uptrend here, guys. You see, this is longer term uptrend. You see, we can actually call this a strong uptrend, but on weekly charts, guys, this is what also bugs me. Actually, if we make a connection on, this is now technical part. If we make a connection of these 2 points, we can see that this was actually a fake breakout. So this trend line here actually does not have a huge impact on current price. But if we take both of these lines into consideration and we make a rough estimate of the lower trend line, it does not need to be perfect, guys. Just for this, we can actually see that this is a rising wedge. Okay, you see, guys, rising wedge, and rising wedge is actually bearish pattern, right? We can see that upper trend line has been respected, and this is weekly chart. Retracement has started, so maybe market is preparing for US elections. Okay, definitely traders are exiting out of their short positions, and that is seen here on this weekly bearish candle. It's still in progress, of course, but I assume that it will end up as a bearish candle. In that case, we can assume that the retracement has started, and it means that Yuan traders are exiting, of course, they're actually their short positions, okay? And Yuan is getting a little bit stronger because dollar now is going down, okay? So what would happen is actually that if Trump wins, okay, if Trump wins, I think that it might, okay, this pair might go really, I mean, I can say, I cannot say that now it will go up or down, but the thing is, both Clinton and Trump will be devaluating the yuan initially. So they will devaluate yuan initially and the dollar in relation to the rest of the world currencies. So dollar yen should tank. This pair should tank. Okay? So what I assume is that it will drop, and just try to watch levels at the trend line, at if this wedge actually breaks to the downside. So if both dollar and yen starts to devaluate, this pair will tank heavily, dollar yuan, and then we might see initial reaction that it is bought on bottoms. If we see an opposite reaction, guys, you need to watch for a further momentum breakout to the upside. So dollar yuan will make new highs. That's also very important. Levels for buying opportunities are 6.73. Okay, I will mark it down here. 6.73. Okay. Then another level is to watch 6.700. Okay, and yet another level to watch is 6.65. Bank, trade, and go with rounded numbers. So I intentionally say rounded numbers because round and rounded numbers are actually what banks like and love to trade with, and these are levels to watch for. I already stated in the article that this should drop, and you see it started to drop. I mean, it's logical, we are ahead of elections. So you see here, so it should go here, then watch for possible long opportunities, and if we see initial reaction to the upside, then new levels will be printed out, namely 6.8. Okay, 6.8, watch for this, and 6.85. Okay, 6.85. So watch for these levels. Now let's move on to SP 500, guys. Okay, SP 500. Some people call it a Wall Street Cash Index. So this is what I think it might happen on SP 500. Well, if Clinton wins, I think that SP 500 will go up. The thing is that usually 3-month period rise in index can predict that current president will stay as the president. Now we can see that this index has really been going up in the last 3 months. But guys, because we had a very, now we are having a very tight race between Clinton and Trump because of the scandal that happened. And now Trump has been closing the gap between him and Clinton, and you can see that it's reflected, guys, on SP 500. In my opinion, SP 500 should be paid very close attention to, because this is what can also show us an early cue what traders and market and investors think about. So if we use the gauge of 3-month period rise in index, we might assume that Clinton might win. But guys, because of the scandal and because of all these things that have been happening with Trump versus Clinton, you can easily see that this index has been dropping. So it means that Trump has more chance to win now than he had like a month or two ago. Okay, that is what you can see really on SP 500. Remember, it's Wall Cash Index, Wall Street Cash Index. So here, guys, my opinion, if Clinton wins, SP 500 could spike towards 2250, 2250. Okay, if Clinton wins, watch for this level. Okay, 2250. And here, if Trump wins, this could be a huge drop. I mean, I'm really talking about huge drop, guys. And I'm talking about drop towards 1800. Even more. I mean, even more. 1550 to 1500. Okay. Here, guys. 1550 to 1500. And this is what I think it might happen. Simply said, when you trade price action, if you trade with some sort of systems that are sold over the internet with fancy indicators, you cannot make anything in the long run. You need to watch price action, because price action is the core of making money via technical charts. Money management is your holy grail, and technical charts give you odds. You stack the odds in your favor. If your system uses combination of price action and indicators, that's okay. But if you really think that you will make money by trading stochastic crosses and watching RSI, well, that's reserved for analysts, just not for traders. So my advice to you traders is watch historical versus now moment price action. Because in Forex market, and usually in currency markets, especially in Forex market, price repeats itself. Here we can see that history has been repeating here on SP 500. Currency has been, this index has been bought on dips, close to these levels, guys, multiple times in the history. So what can happen is initial drop towards this level, and then it could be bought into. If this level breaks, then next level is 15, you see 1550 historically. So that is why I always use price action in combination with a couple of indicators such as MACD. And I don't trade, and I never trade with stochastic crosses. I mean, for new traders, for traders who are new to trading, it's good because they can feel how market breathes, and they can trade euro, dollar, pound, dollar, those simple currencies, major currencies with those simple systems. But if you want to trade equities markets, if you want to trade exotic currencies and something more than major and minor crosses, then you need to take price action in consideration. So this is my take on SP 500, what might happen. Gold. Now, according to historical data, gold usually drops before elections. Now here, guys, on weekly chart, we can see that it has been dropping, but last 3-4 weeks it started to rise. Why is this happening? It's simply because the market is de-risking now. And I have stated many times in my articles, guys, that we have had a de-risking prior to US elections. It's normal, guys. I mean, especially because of latest news that Trump has been closing the gap between him and Clinton. So market is in risk-off mode. Yen is going up, dollar is going down. According to that, gold is going up. It's normal, guys. Dollar down, gold up. Negative correlation. So because of this, we might assume that if Clinton won, okay, then I think that possibility is to actually buy gold into dips. And if it happens, the thing is that they're risking now is telling us that gold wants to break this high here. Okay, this is obvious, guys, because this previous high is marking the resistance. And this is, I really don't need any pivot points for this. This is core price action. The height of this candle is 1303.74. Okay, I will mark it down. 13,374. Okay, so it's clear that this week wants to actually close above this candle, but this is resistance now. Okay, and we also have another resistance slightly higher. So you see here, guys, watch this price action. I really like to do this. This technical analysis, this is not just my job. I'm in love with this, guys, with this. This is so clear to me that it cannot be clearer. Here you can see it. This is the level where traders are exiting out of their gold positions and where sellers might be lurking. Because historically, we can see that this zone here, better to say, has been actually rejecting the price a couple of times in the history. So now what we can see, when we were seeing this, we can assume that Clinton might won. Clinton we're setting up for a win, but here we can see that the gap has been closing. Okay, so if Trump won, this should go up. Definitely, it should go up towards this double top here, but also pay close attention to these levers in here too. Okay, so this candle is important. 1345.02. Okay, roughly. A lot of rejections here, so it should go up. So this is the gap between current price and next important weekly resistance here and even there. Gold could go possibly up on Trump win, and if Clinton won, I think it could drop. It could be subsequently bought, but initially it could drop towards these levels. Okay. As for euro dollar, well, euro dollar follows the path also of de-risking. Now we will have NFP today, so I mean, there will be initial spikes in the market, but because of the elections, NFP will be short-lived. I mean, there will be ups and downs, and it should consolidate. I mean, definitely, U.S. elections are much more important event than NFP today. So it will be ups and downs, but I mean, it just spikes, right? So main movement should happen on U.S. elections. So euro dollar on U.S. elections, I'm talking now from the perspective, guys, of current levels, because I'm not covering U.S. elections live. Okay, so from current perspective, if Trump won, euro dollar could go up, and levels to watch for are definitely found on daily chart, and you might assume that it will break 1.1280, and you see here, this is, guys, bearish order block here, the low of this candle, and here we can see also bearish order blocks that drop, that tank the price to downside. So on Trump win, euro dollar up towards 1282. Of course, to this master candle here, this is the most important candle for me, guys. This is master candle, and the high of this master candle is 1.1425. So this will be the region to watch for. You see how it broke down and then it backed in and got back into the range. So watch for this master candle. This is what you should be paying attention to, the range of these two candles. So on Clinton win, euro dollar should drop, and I think that it might drop towards flat 1.0800. As I said in my previous analysis, it went towards 1.08 flat on euro dollar, but because of their risking and because of the news that Trump has been closing the gap, euro dollar went up, guys. It hit, as I predicted, 1.0850, but it didn't make it to 1.0800. So what I think is, if Clinton won, it might go down, further down. So pay attention to this. This is your master candle. These are the levels to watch for, and of course 1.0800 is level to watch for. On course, on Trump win, well, this pair should go up. And finally, guys, one more pair that I will cover, and you can trade it via ECN accounts, the Admiral Markets platform, is of course this is, let me just move the chart. Okay, here, this is very important for me. This is dollar Mexican peso, and here on dollar Mexican peso, you can actually see here that it has been going in a strong uptrend. Okay, and here I lost the chart, but actually here, guys, okay, we have actually see the gap here. So we had a gap, the gap was closed. Okay, okay, so the gap was closed here, and this is zigzag in uptrend. So what might happen with peso currency? I mean, I need just to give you a few insights on peso. Let's say that Mexican peso has been largely referred to Trump trade, because Trump has been constantly promoting that US were losing money to China and Mexico and calling it a trade deficit. So Trump presidency would be bad news for Mexican peso. So be aware of possible short trades on dollar Mexican pair, or stay away from this pair. This pair should have a huge volatility on US elections. This is the core representation of US elections, Mexican peso. So Mexican peso could fall if Trump won, and gain if Trump lost. So pay attention really to important levels such as 1704, okay, 1704 to the downside. It's very important. This is now 4-hour time frame, but 1704 and 1500 over the course of several weeks and months. Okay, that is very important. On weekly charts, we can see really, we can make even a trend line here, and pay attention to these levels, including EMA 89. So put an EMA 89 on your charts and watch for 1700, 1705, 17.33. Okay, so short-term traders should watch a possibility of drop. Okay, so if we see any rise, any substantial rise of Trump voters, Mexican peso should drop. Okay, should drop, and vice versa. So for this pair also, guys, okay, as I say, dollar Mexican peso up, even higher, guys, even higher. If dollar goes up, peso goes down. So this pair should spike to the upside. 19.90 here, and even higher, maybe 20.50. Okay, so watch for that. 20.50, even I can say 21. I mean, it's not very thankful now to make such strong predictions, but I think it can go even up to 21. And as I said, if Trump lost, then if Clinton won, then it could be a drop towards 17.05 and 15. So that is my take, guys, on Forex markets. I hope that I have been very clear with predictions, with levels to pay attention to, with general market movement. If you have any further questions, do not hesitate to ask me. It is that Forex is saying China been using it for moving currency out. Indeed, I can say that I can agree with you. But as I said, I haven't covered Bitcoin yet, but I might start to do that in the near future. Pen is saying, thank you. Okay, guys. I don't see any questions. I hope that this was very clear. And if you have any questions, guys, feel free to contact me. I'm there to help you. I will be, of course, covering post-elections, and we will see what might happen, but I'll be ready to trade whatever might happen with, of course, low risk. Thanks for everything, guys, for questions, comments. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Trade safe.